All right, let's dive into the world of Tokyo service departments. Today we're unpacking an article from moveandstay.com, a website that's been helping people find their perfect spot in Asia for over 25 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, they must know a thing or two about navigating the Tokyo housing market, right? So whether you're a seasoned business traveler or just dreaming of Tokyo adventures, get ready to learn some secrets.
That'd be fun.
It is. You know, Tokyo often gets a reputation for being expensive, but this article suggests that service departments actually offer a surprising range of options.
That's right, they really do. It's not just for the super rich. There's something for everyone.
Okay, so myth busted already. That piques my curiosity. What makes these apartments so different from, say, a traditional rental?
Hmm. Well, think of it this way. Service departments are designed to make your life easier, especially if you're on a shorter stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they come fully furnished, utilities are included, and some even offer cleaning services.
Really?
Yeah, it's like checking into a hotel, but with the space and privacy of an apartment.
Yeah. So you're telling me I could step off a plane from London and walk right into a Tokyo apartment without having to worry about setting up internet or buying a rice cooker?
Exactly. That's the idea.
Wow, that sounds pretty tempting, especially for someone new to the city. Like, talk about reducing that arrival stress.
Right. And that convenience is reflected in the cost, of course. You're
Mhm.
paying for a hassle-free experience. But like any real estate market, location plays a huge role.
Oh, for sure.
Central Tokyo, with its bustling districts like Minato and Shibuya,
Yeah.
those will command a premium price. But venture just a little outside those areas, and you can find some fantastic deals without sacrificing accessibility to the city's highlights.
That makes sense. It's all about trade-offs, right?
Yeah,
A quieter neighborhood might be a good fit for someone on a longer stay or working remotely.
absolutely. And that brings up another interesting point. The type of service department you choose, right? Think about your lifestyle needs.
Okay.
Are you a solo traveler who values efficiency? A studio apartment could be perfect. Or do you need a bit more space to spread out, maybe for a couple or someone who plans on working from home? Then a one-bedroom offers that separation.
And for those who really want to settle in, perhaps with family or for an extended project, there are two-bedroom options too. It seems like Tokyo service departments cater to a surprisingly diverse range of needs.
They do, they really do. That's the beauty of this market. It's not one size fits all.
I like that.
For example, Minato might be perfect for a business traveler needing to be close to their meetings and those networking events.
Right, right.
But a family might find more value in a spacious two-bedroom apartment in a quieter, more residential area, perhaps even with access to a park or green space.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's like choosing the right tool for the job.
Yeah,
Speaking of tools, the article mentions MoveAndStay.com has been around for over 25 years.
they have.
What kind of expertise do they bring to the table for someone looking to navigate these choices?
Well, their longevity definitely speaks volumes, right? They understand the nuances of the Tokyo housing market, and the specific needs of business travelers and expats. They can help you compare costs, weigh those location pros and cons, and even find those hidden gems.
Hidden gems. Yeah.
Apartments with unique amenities or in those vibrant expat communities.
So it's not just about finding a place to sleep.
No, not at all.
It's about finding a place that enhances your experience in Tokyo.
Exactly.
Got it. I'm starting to see why MoveAndStay.com has become such a trusted resource.
They've built a great reputation.
They have. It's like having a local guide who speaks your language, understands your priorities, and can help you navigate a system that might feel overwhelming at first.
I love that analogy. It's spot on.
Thanks. Okay, so we've established that Tokyo's service departments offer a lot of variety and flexibility.
For sure.
But let's get down to brass tacks. What kind of costs are we actually talking about here?
That's where things get really interesting. And it's where having a resource like moveandstay.com can be invaluable.
All right, so let's unpack those numbers and uncover the secrets of affordability in Tokyo. This is where I get excited.
Me too. All right, so let's say you're looking at a studio apartment in a trendy area like Shibuya. You're probably looking at around, let's see, 2,500 pounds per month.
Okay, 2,500 pounds, got it. That's a starting point, I guess. But I'm guessing there's a lot of wiggle room depending on, what you're looking for in an apartment in a neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's so many different factors, right? Here's a key insight from the MoveInStay.com article, though.
Okay.
You can often find a similar studio, same size and everything,
Yeah.
but in an up-and-coming neighborhood.
Okay.
So with great access to transport and all that local charm, of course, for almost half that price.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's like a huge difference. It really makes you think twice about just assuming Central Tokyo is the only option.
Exactly. It's all about exploring those different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And another thing to consider, too, is those hidden costs, the ones that can really sneak up on you with traditional rentals.
Well, like what?
Things like setting up utilities, internet contracts, even buying furniture.
Oh, right.
But with a service department,
Yeah.
all of that is taken care of. It's already included.
So it's like a built-in safety net for your budget almost.
That's a great way to put it.
Speaking of budgets, let's talk about those long-term stays for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
I'm curious about the advantages the article mentions.
Hmm.
Beyond just those cost savings.
Yeah, well, think about it this way. When you commit to a longer stay,
Yeah.
you're not just renting a space.
Right.
You're investing in an experience.
Okay. I like that perspective. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Okay, so many service departments, right, they offer those flexible lease terms, so you can really tailor your stay to your needs.
Oh, okay.
And those longer stays, they often come with perks that you just wouldn't find with a short-term rental,
Ooh, like what? Give me some examples. Come on.
Okay, imagine this. Access to a co-working space right within the building, or a rooftop garden for socializing, or even like organized events for residents to connect and network.
Wow, that's cool. So you're not just getting a place to live. You're
Mhm.
getting a built-in community almost.
Right.
And a chance to really immerse yourself in Tokyo life.
Yeah.
That's a game changer, especially for someone relocating for work or a longer project.
Absolutely. And it addresses, that feeling of isolation that can sometimes come with being in a new city, especially, for expats.
I can imagine.
And, those popular expat neighborhoods we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
those become even more attractive for long-term stays, I think.
It makes total sense. You'd have a whole network of people who understand the challenges and the joys of living in Tokyo.
Right.
But let's be realistic for a second. What about the potential downsides? The article did mention the need to, be aware of some additional costs that might pop up.
Yeah, that's true. That's where being informed comes in handy.
Yeah.
And why a resource like moveandstay.com can be so valuable.
Okay.
They can help you break down those costs and avoid any surprises.
Okay, so let's dive into that. What kind of things should people be looking out for specifically?
Well, the most common ones, right, are security deposits, which are standard practice everywhere, pretty much,
Right, yeah.
and cleaning fees,
Okay.
which can vary, depending on the length of your stay and the level of service you choose.
Yeah, so it's important to read the fine print, basically.
Exactly.
And compare those different options.
Always. Don't be afraid to ask questions and clarify any doubts you have. A reputable provider like moveandstay.com,
Yeah.
they can guide you through that process
For sure.
and make sure you're making an informed choice.
It sounds like knowledge is power when it comes to, navigating Tokyo's service department market.
It really is.
But even with all the information in the world, the actual booking process can feel a bit daunting sometimes.
Yeah, it can.
Any tips for making that whole experience a bit smoother, a bit less stressful?
Yeah, for sure. The article has some good advice.
Okay.
First of all, timing is key. Think about traveling during those off-peak seasons,
Right.
or midweek
Okay.
to potentially snag some better deals.
That's a classic travel hack.
It is.
But it's easy to forget, when you're so focused on finding that perfect apartment.
Yeah, for sure. And here's where technology comes in handy. So
Okay.
use those rental platforms to your advantage.
Right.
Filter your searches.
Yeah.
Read those reviews, compare listings side by side.
Hmm.
And don't be afraid to contact providers directly if you have specific questions.
Right. It's like having a personal assistant for your apartment hunt.
Exactly. And another thing too,
Yeah.
don't underestimate the power of flexibility. Being open to different neighborhoods
Okay.
or even slightly adjusting your travel dates can open up so many possibilities.
So it's about being informed,
Yes,
strategic.
it's a little bit adventurous.
I like it. Sounds like my kind of challenge.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about finding that perfect Tokyo experience.
It is. And that's what makes this all so exciting.
Yeah?
And with the right tools and guidance, like what moveandstay.com provides, that dream Tokyo stay can become a reality.
All right, I'm feeling inspired. We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But I have a feeling there's even more to explore in this article.
Yeah.
What other gems does it hold for us? It's really amazing how much we've already learned just from looking at this one article from MoveAndStay.com.
Yeah, it is.
It's clear that they really know what they're talking about when it comes to Tokyo service departments.
They've been doing this for a long time, you can tell.
Right. What I find so fascinating is how these apartments aren't just about finding a place to sleep.
I know, right?
It's more like they're a gateway to experiencing Tokyo in a completely different way, a much deeper way, I think.
It's like choosing a lifestyle, not just an address.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, with so many options out there,
Yeah.
it can feel pretty overwhelming to even know where to start,
I know what you mean.
How does MoveAndStay.com actually help people narrow down those choices?
Well, they have this really cool system for filtering searches based on your specific needs,
Good.
So you can input your budget, your desired location, preferred apartment size, even the amenities that you're looking for, like a gym, a co-working space, or even pet-friendly options.
So it really takes all the guesswork out of the equation.
Exactly. No more endlessly scrolling through those listings, right?
Yeah. Hoping to stumble upon something suitable.
Exactly.
It can be so frustrating.
It can, and their team of experts can also provide those personalized recommendations too.
Oh, wow. So they go the extra mile.
They do, yeah. They really take the time to understand your priorities, and they can often suggest some of those hidden gems that you might not discover on your own.
That kind of personal touch can make all the difference, I think.
It really can.
Especially when you're unfamiliar with the city. It's like having a friend in Tokyo who knows the ins and outs of the whole housing market.
Exactly. And don't forget about those reviews. MoveAndStay.com features genuine feedback from, previous guests, giving you a real-world glimpse into what it's actually like to live in a certain apartment or a certain neighborhood.
Reviews are gold. It's like getting an insider's perspective before you even step foot in Tokyo.
It really is. It's so valuable.
Okay, so we've talked about the costs,
Yeah.
the locations, apartment types, those long-term benefits, booking strategies, and even how MoveAndStay.com can help to streamline that whole process for you.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to come back to that idea of lifestyle for a minute.
I love that, yeah.
I think that's the key takeaway here.
It is. Tokyo Service Departments offer such a unique opportunity, to really craft your own experience.
Exactly. It's not just about finding a place to stay. It's about finding a place that really reflects, your personality, your interests,
Right.
your goals
Yeah.
for this Tokyo adventure. You know what I mean?
I do. Imagine this, right? You found your perfect service department
Okay.
in a vibrant neighborhood, a neighborhood that really resonates with your soul,
Yeah.
and you can just step out your door, and within minutes, you're at a local market, a charming cafe, or a beautiful, serene park.
I love that.
You found your rhythm in this bustling city, and it just feels like home.
That's the dream, isn't it?
It is.
And, with all the knowledge and resources we've explored today, I think that dream can absolutely become a reality.
Absolutely.
So whether you're a seasoned business traveler,
Yeah.
an adventurous expat, or even just a curious soul starting to explore Tokyo for the first time,
Yeah.
just remember this one thing.
What's that?
Service departments are more than just places to sleep, right?
Right.
They're keys to unlocking these unique and amazing experiences in Tokyo.
I love that. And with a trusted guide like moveandstay.com,
Yeah.
you can navigate that world with confidence and create a Tokyo story that is uniquely yours.
Beautifully said. So go forth, fellow explorers, and let Tokyo surprise you.
Have fun out there.
Until next time, happy travels.